Hello, humans and future AI overlords. I'm here to talk about level, specifically AI skill levels. You may have a lot of questions about so many aspects of AI, but I know a lot of people are wondering, where do they fit? What is my skill level? How am I using this tool? Am I maximizing its use? Do I understand all of its capabilities? For myself, I know I don't know all the things I need to know and should know. So how do you handle that? How do you figure out where you fit? It's I feel like a real important question. We've had AI now for nearly 3 years. It's the most rapidly adopted technology we've ever had. It's being embedded in everything, and understanding our skill level with it, I feel like, is just a very important thing, especially in the realm of such a quickly evolving and important technological shift. I mean, the biggest shift in our lifetime. Anyway, and you don't know what you don't know. I mean, it's like, it's an obvious thing, but I have to remind myself that there's so much I don't know. And when it comes to AI and its speed of change and, just its impact, and it's where's it headed, there's so many questions, there's so many things to understand. It can just be a lot of cognitive overload, a lot of stress. We've been dealing with change moving faster and faster, but now it's moving at AI speeds, which just are seriously fast. I mean, when quantum computers get here, like, look out. But anyway, so basically, I wanted to come up with a series of level that people could understand, like, where they fit. So the basic construct around identifying where is beginner, novice, intermediate, advanced, and expert. This is all basic. I took a long time just to get to this very basic concept, but what was important for me was I wanted to come up with a framework that I could use for myself and apply it to a lot of different tools. And starting with this very basic foundation is, like going back to, like, the obvious kind of framework. But anyway, a beginner, is someone who's just starting out. They know very little and they're learning the basics. A novice understands the basics, but is still needs guidance and practice. An intermediate is someone who can work independently on most tasks, but may struggle with complex challenges. And then advanced is someone highly capable, experienced, and able to handle difficult, unusual tasks with confidence. And then experts, someone with deep mastery, extensive experience, and the ability to teach or innovate in the field. So what's interesting about this is that I feel like I am all of these things. Well, not expert. I feel like I'm many of these things, but it just depends on what piece of the AI part of the universe we're talking about. So I don't necessarily want you to get caught up in the level, but I just feel like it's good to know kind of where you are with your level of skill with AI. And at least just to think about it, so you know where you're headed, so you know what you want to do, so if you really are at the level you think you should be at, or if you need to do something about it. So within each level, I'm just going to give like a high level description of what they know at this level, what they can do at this level, and how they apply it at this level. And then in that, I want to apply this to different tools. I will reference any functions, modules, and use cases specific to a tool. So anyway, I know there's a lot of setup to talk about skill level, and I wanted to focus on Microsoft Copilot. It's heavily used in business. I mean, yeah, you still got OpenAI's ChatGPT. You've got Google Gemini. You've got lots and lots of tools out there, but Copilot is very pervasive. Due to Microsoft's historical, leveraging the business community, the Windows environment, the Microsoft Office, and now the Microsoft 365 productivity tool base. I mean, they've got this. So I felt like talking about Copilot skill level would be a really great place to start. So anyway, So if you're a beginner, you're new to using Microsoft 365 Copilot and the AI assistant tools. Now, you may not be new to Microsoft 365. You may have been using that for years. You've been using Office for decades, but Copilot changes the game. And this is the Copilot where you've got the full Copilot license. So you've got Copilots embedded in all the apps, not just the chat. Beginners, typically know that, Copilot is AI. It's going to help you write emails. It's going to help you summarize them, summarize documents, help you with simple workflows, but still it's very new to you. And what you can do is, use Copilot for basic tasks like drafting an email, pulling out key points from a document, but you rely heavily on a lot of those default prompt suggestions. And then so you're applying it in kind of your routine tasks, but very limited, kind of scopes, not like a comfort level that, is very limited, where you're not generating like a lot of content, but you're just making minor updates to things and stuff. So you're still doing the bulk of the work yourself. And that's not a good thing or a bad thing. That's just reality. So anyway, beginner is hopefully starting to use Copilot search, and being able to search, and thinking of it like Google search, searching for keywords, in documents and stuff like that. The create module, using a lot of the generative tools. So you're creating documents and stuff like that. And you're really doing the basics, drafting emails, summarizing notes, finding files. So beginners, hey, that's awesome. You're using AI. That's super cool. Awesome. It's a great place to start. And, and that's where we all start here. So a novice. So this is someone who's got more experience and is really using Copilot for more of their day-to-day work. So they know the core functions of Copilot. They're drafting a lot more detailed content. They're summarizing more content, bigger content, and they're leveraging the capabilities inside a lot of the Microsoft 365 apps like Word and Excel. So they've really developed a level of confidence in using Copilot to create those first drafts, to gather insights from data, even to improve presentations and stuff, but using Copilot inside of like PowerPoint to enhance it. They're applying Copilot to more meaningful business tasks like drafting customer proposals or summarizing meeting notes, but turning those into actionable steps. So it's not just doing the basics, but it's doing the basics plus essentially more actionable, more meaningful activities. So when they're doing Copilot search, they're not just doing keyword searches like in Google, they're doing contextual searches across their apps. Like they're looking for contextual information based on dates and times and project topics and people and stuff like that. So it's a contextual search, looking across all their apps for information that's inside of emails and chats and channels and OneDrive and stuff like that to pull it all together. With the create module, they're generating structured content, and this is more in-depth content. So this is giving prompts to create content with a lot more detail, than just sort of the basic document creation. So this is where you're really generating deeper, more fleshed out content using existing content, or building very deep prompts. Or deeper prompts. And then, but you're summarizing your team's meetings. You're creating proposal templates for things. You're using it to work on project updates. It's kind of amazing. This is a weird transition from basic to novice, because you're starting to really vibe with Copilot. The tool is becoming more of a partner in what you're doing instead of just a tool, if that makes sense. So it's still very new, but you're sort of kind of getting your groove, if that makes sense. So intermediate, and this is where I feel like I'm at with most things. Not everything. A lot of things I'm still learning. And this is the place that I need to develop a better understanding. But so I have a deeper understanding of Copilot's capabilities, and I can tailor it to a lot of like specific business needs. And I do partner with a lot of people and kind of work with them to tailor things for them. But what intermediate people know is they know Copilot's more advanced features, like how it integrates into collaborative workspaces and teams, how they can use Copilot to pull data out of different tools and really leverage it. So this is where Copilot, you're thinking of Copilot as the AI first interface to a lot of the tools instead of going into Excel, Outlook, And a simple example is like, I come back from, a week of vacation. I don't jump into my emails and my chats and my channels. I jump into Copilot and I do a prompt to say, hey, I've been on vacation for the past 9 days. Bring me up to speed on all my email messages, chats, channels, and conversations, and identify the most important messages, and maybe even identify the next action that I'm being expected to take. So you're getting using Copilot to look across all your apps, pull that information together so you can get back up to speed faster instead of diving into each app and each email and each message and each chat one by one by one. It's kind of crazy. It's amazing how quickly you can get back up to speed. But this is where the intermediate mindset is. You're thinking across the whole suite. You can use Copilot to generate customized reports and data analysis and even more complex workflows across the Microsoft suite. So you're pulling data across the tools and leveraging it together. You're integrating stuff a lot more. And this is where maybe you're using Power Platform to do stuff, Power Automate, Power Apps, Power BI, and things like that. So it's Power Platform plus Copilot, to do more. Copilot is a real productivity booster. And this is where you're seeing like a lot of time savings, a lot of real breakthrough thinking. You're streamlining cross-functional tasks, you're pulling data from different departments or reports, you're drafting more complex kind of documents with less manual activity. And it's kind of amazing. Like I have moments of this where it's like, whoa, like I'm on fire creating this stuff, and then, sometimes, like you're working with AI and it's not always giving you exactly what you need, or your prompt isn't quite right, so sometimes a little bit of a struggle, but, you push on. So, but anyway, this is for people that are really using Copilot pages, and these are those loop pages generated from Copilot, and you're using them collaboratively with people on projects. And I love using loops and Copilot pages. I mean, it's amazing how much research and shared knowledge can be done with these tools. And I run freaking whole projects using loops. So it's awesome. And now that with Copilot pages to augment that, it makes it even more powerful. Now, Copilot notebooks, this is something I feel is a highly underutilized function. I've started to use it more and more, but using Copilot notebooks to organize ideas and projects and workflows and just topics and content and stuff. I mean, I'm creating these notebooks and aggregating my content, whether it's loop pages or documents or whatever, chats, and then having these really amazing brainstorming sessions with my Copilot notebook because it's grounded in that data in the notebook. So it makes it so much more useful. But yeah, intermediate people, they're building project dashboards, they're creating knowledge pages, they're brainstorming in notebooks, like it's really, kind of like so. And this is kind of where I'm at right now. And it feels really good, but also it feels like it's a lot of shifting and changing your way of thinking and your approach to things when you're doing this. It is a paradigm shift. It is a thought shift. It is making Copilot your partner, as an entity, like an assistant, treating it like an assistant to get stuff done. So it's a shift. Now advanced. Now this is something I aspire to, but this is where they're skilled at using Copilot as an integral part of their workflow, tailoring it both for productivity and strategic outcomes. So they know how Copilot works behind the scenes, how it's pulling data from different sources, how context affects its responses, how to fine-tune suggestions for more nuanced business needs. I mean, this is where, understanding your AI, and as far as like understanding like the mode you're using, work or web, or if you use another AI tool, is it grounded in the right information? Does it access the internet? Some people use AI tools that can they're just grounded in their large language model and grounded in data they have. They can't go update their content. So it's interesting when you think about like all these different AI tools. But what I do love about Copilot is that when you're in work and web mode, when you're in the web mode, it's using the large language model, and then it's using the internet, grounded in the internet, to update information. And then, in the work mode, it's grounded in all of your Microsoft 365 graph information. So it's your emails, it's your chats, it's your OneDrive, your SharePoint, your content that you have access to. So it's kind of amazing. But anyway, and these people can fully customize the Copilot by creating complex workflows and integrating a lot of multiple Microsoft tools and pulling data across different data sources in a more automated fashion. And I think that this is the level that I really aspire to, is leveraging Copilot. Like I can leverage to pull multiple data sources, very tactical things, but getting into spaces where I'm using it in ways to automate some of this activity, and integrate information a little bit better outside my own data is where I really want to be. So they apply Copilot to streamline more strategic business processes. For example, automating client-facing reports, managing project deliverables by summarizing emails in a task, or even guiding team collaboration sessions by summarizing key points from multiple documents. So I'm doing it like glimmers of these little things, but like not, so this is something where I feel like the people that are doing this, they are, they're Neo. They see the matrix, it's awesome. So anyway, this is where you're using Copilot agents. I have been using agents. Some of the Microsoft built one, some of the frontier ones that Microsoft built, also some that I've built, and some custom ones as well. So it's really cool. And it's something that I did early on, and then I haven't been able to get back to as much. I'm really looking forward to doing a lot more with that, because I feel like agents are really going to help me next level. Copilot notebooks, advanced planning and analysis. Copilot notebooks, underutilized. You should use these. And I know that Microsoft's working on Copilot notebooks where you can share them. And my gosh, like they keep talking about it. It's like, make it available. I'm hoping that comes very soon to my tenant. But anyway, and then automating more report generation, creating recurring meeting summaries, managing multi-team workflows. So this is where, you're using AI to do more strategic activities, and you're doing it for groups. So it's not just about you anymore. It's about you within teams and groups and stuff like that. So it's bigger than just you when you move into advanced. An expert is even more. So these are the power users. They lead the way in how the organization uses AI tools for efficiency and innovation. And you may not even know who these people are. I mean, we've got some super freaking smart people that just like do amazing things with AI. I've got friends and people I work with that do crazy cool things, and that's amazing. And a lot of times you're just not aware of it. But when you've got people that are using Copilot to its full capabilities, when you meet these people, like talk to them, interact with them, get to know them, find out what they're learning, what how they're staying tapped into this stuff. It's very hard to stay on top of all the changes that are going on across all of these AI tools. I mean, the amount of innovation, the amount of updates, the amount of change. I mean, because these companies are using AI to increase their productivity at building and implementing and utilizing and deploying AI tools. So, I mean, the speed has gotten like significantly faster. So anyway, but they can design end-to-end workflows, leverage Copilot to boost productivity across teams and departments. They may even coach people on how to best use Copilot to push its boundaries. So Copilot, this is where they apply Copilot not just for personal efficiency, but for strategic innovation, like redesigning entire workflows or integrating Copilot-driven insights into decision-making. So these are people that are testing, providing feedback to maximize Copilot's value. I've been lucky to do some of that stuff. I've been lucky to be part of some Google testing efforts, and I've been lucky to do some stuff in different aspects of my jobs, past and present, which is cool. But you know, this is where the experts are really leveraging, Copilot agents to do enterprise level automation. They're using Copilot pages for strategic content hubs. They're using the generative model, generative capabilities of Create module, to build templates for organizational use. So designing automated knowledge bases, orchestrating cross-department workflows, and creating AI-driven dashboards. So these people are experts. These are the people that are doing, like heavy duty enterprise level stuff, where you work. So, I know these people. They're amazing people. I'm lucky to get a few minutes time with some of them every once in a while. But I definitely, I'm going from intermediate to advanced, and that's where I'm kind of aspiring to right now. And at the rate of change and stuff, I just want to make sure that people don't feel too overwhelmed. It's hard to grow when you don't know where to go, and it's hard to grow when you don't know where the heck you're at. So that's why I felt like kind of understanding, like, where do I fit in this like AI skill level thing? And then where do you go from here? So Microsoft has amazing learning resources. And if you go to Microsoft learn.microsoft.com is amazing. They have so much content out there. And I've only over the past like 6 months dove deeper into the content and the training and the learning resources. I mean, it's amazing what they provide for people free to learn. It's incredible. So I highly recommend that you go out to Microsoft Learn. There's a Copilot Learning Hub out there. There's also an AI Learning Hub in there, but they have everything across the Microsoft platform. It's amazing. Whether it's user level stuff, admin level stuff, developer level stuff, it's very cool. So I just wanted to say thank you for listening to me. I've thought a lot about AI skill levels for a long time, and I want to translate skill levels into different tools for myself to understand where I'm at, and where I want to go. And then, using resources, learn how to get to these new levels, and get better. So anyway, good luck on your learning journey, and I hope you find what you need. These AI tools can help guide you, as long as you're giving them the right prompts and contexts, and stuff like that. But hopefully this maybe gives a little bit of a glimmer of light to help you understand kind of where you're at and figuring out where you want to go. Thanks again. See you in the next video.